Ready? And I'm going to color code this. Opposite sides are parallel. So physically trace. Whenever things are parallel, you trace and stretch. Whenever things are parallel, you trace and stretch. Opposite sides parallel. That makes sense. It's the first quality because it's a parallelogram. So you know that's parallel. So that's the definition of a parallelogram. Number 2, opposite sides are congruent. Notice, I do not use the same hats now. Sides congruent. Next one, opposite angles congruent. I'd like you to go ahead and darken one of your parallel sides. Darken. Darken it. This goes all the way back to almost September, if I'm not mistaken. I like you to squiggle these two guys. In all text, corresponding, or consecutive interior. Again, it's either all text, corresponding, or consecutive interior. Those red angles, 5 seconds of silence and tell me what you think they are. 5. Tell me the guys, why we get me? They're not alternate interior, right? They're consecutive, which means they're not congruent. They add up to 180. Consecutive angles add up to 180. Okay, your last one here. Very important. Drawing your diagonals. They bisect each other. Warning, they do not bisect the corners, which means this is a midpoint going this way, and it's a midpoint going that way. See those hatch marks? They bisect each other. Okay. Now, those are the 5 qualities of a parallelogram. Now let's read them. The colored lines. Ready? The first one for 5%. Opposite sides congruent. Next one. Opposite angles congruent. Consecutive angles sum 180. Diagonals bisect each other. You have a minute to have those memorized. Do whatever you can. Say it again. Kevin, you got 1 minute. Seconds. All right. Now, you guys, you compare some. Good idea. Okay, 2 hands up. Repeat after me, say, if parallel, then OCD. So this is how it reads. If you have a parallelogram, then you have OCD qualities, the OCD. Turn the page. This one is called proving a parallelogram. In other words, what circumstances have to happen in order to prove a parallelogram. So this reads like this. If OCD, then parallelogram. Say if OCD, then parallelogram. It's called proving a parallelogram. So we know this. If opposite sides are parallel. So here we are. If you could show that opposite sides are parallel, then you have yourself a parallelogram. If opposite sides are congruent, I think you see where we're going with this. Then you have yourself a parallelogram. All right, so if your diagram notice we're on the coordinate plane, because at some point you may have to do this on a coordinate plane. There are 3 equations we use on a coordinate plane. Put these just right down here. Midpoint, you should have these memorized. Slope, you're going to see this on pages 5 and 6. Distance. Ready? Next to parallel. See that? Congruent. And this. I want you to quickly have a short discussion as a team. If I wanted to show opposite sides were parallel, would I use midpoint, slope, and distance? Why? If I wanted to show opposite sides congruent, would I use midpoint, slope, or distance? Why? No. I'm going to start landing on people in about 30 seconds. Now's a better time because we have a team project after this. Extra credit. Extra credit. All righty, guys. Ready? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Tiana, if opposite sides are parallel, am I using midpoint, slope, or distance, ma'am? Slope it is. Slope. Okay. Makoa, if I'm using opposite sides are congruent, I'm using what, sir? Distance it is. Distance it is. Liam, if I went diagonals cutting each other in half, I would use midpoint it is. Okay. Thumbs up if you filled that in correctly. All right. Now go to today's lesson, please. Today's lesson on the front, I'm going to give your team 2 shots at extra credit. Go to the front, please. 2 shots. 2. Yes. You will have the possibility of 2 points extra credit. Okay, ready? Under the first example, find someone in your team with a good reading voice. Read that out loud. Go. Okay, look up here real quick. Let me just darken these markings because some of you can't see them very well. That means those are equal. This means parallel. Parallel. And then those sweep marks mean those angles are equal. Okay, coming down here, the hatch marks are like so. Just kind of darken them so you know. See the sweet marks? That means those are equal. Double sweet means those are equal. Okay, your job as a team is to either say yes or no, and then give me a why. You must agree. So if you just you got 5 minutes, go.